Throughout history, fashion has often come with a painful price, quite literally. From crushed toes to bound feet, humanity has endured some truly uncomfortable footwear in the name of status, beauty, and even tradition. Here's a look at some of the most notoriously painful shoes in history, and the surprising reasons people wore them. First, Chinese lotus shoes. Pain level, 5. Why they wore them. Beauty and marriage prospects. One of the most extreme and painful footwear traditions in history comes from Imperial China, where young girls' feet were bound tightly to prevent growth, a practice that created the so-called lotus feet. The ideal foot size? Just 3 inches. Women with lotus feet wore tiny embroidered lotus shoes, which were more a symbol of femininity and class than functional footwear. The process destroyed the arch and broke bones, but in that era, a small foot was seen as a sign of grace, discipline, and high social status. 2. 15th century Venetian Chopins. Pain level, 4. Why they wore them. Wealth and nobility. These towering platform shoes, worn by wealthy women in Venice, could reach heights of up to 20 inches. Women needed attendants just to walk in on them. Chopins were all about status. The higher the platform, the higher your rank in society. Of course, that meant zero comfort and frequent twisted ankles. But the visibility and prestige were worth the risk. Third, ancient Greek kothorni. Pain level, 3. Why they wore them. Theater and symbolism. Worn by actors in Greek tragedies, kothorni were platform boots that exaggerated height and presence on stage. Some versions were stiff and inflexible, making movement difficult. The goal wasn't comfort. It was symbolism. Taller boots elevated tragic heroes both literally and metaphorically. But try performing in them for hours, and your feet would beg for sandals. 4. Medieval poulains. Pain level. 3. Why they wore them. Fashion trends and vanity. Popular in Europe during the 14th and 15th centuries, poulains were long, pointed shoes, sometimes so exaggerated they had to be tied to a person's leg to prevent tripping. The longer the toe, the wealthier the wearer, but the cramped design was terrible for the feet. Still, they were a must-have for fashion-forward nobles. 5. Modern high heels. Pain level. 4. Why they still wear them. Beauty, fashion, and confidence. No historical list of painful shoes is complete without the modern stiletto. High heels continue to be a staple in fashion, despite causing bunions, blisters, and long-term back problems. So why do people still wear them? Many say heels enhance posture, confidence, and outfit appeal. Pain, in this case, is often rationalized as part of the aesthetic package. So, why the pain? In almost every case, uncomfortable shoes served a social or symbolic purpose. To show status, to attract marriage prospects, to play a role, to feel beautiful. Comfort wasn't the goal, image was. Even today, we still sometimes choose looks over logic when it comes to shoes. Maybe not 20-inch platforms or foot binding, but the legacy of fashion-first footwear is alive and well. Moral of the story? If your shoes hurt, you're not alone. People have been suffering for style for centuries. Like and subscribe for more.